Hello, I just wanted to briefly talk to you about something that I see every single day as a certified THM coach that I think is holding a lot of people back. So, something that tends to come up frequently is people will come to me and say, Jen, I am following the plan 100% and it's just not working for me. I see this all the time. I'll have people in my boot camp say things like this, and then I'll ask to see their food journals because part of boot camp, one of the greatest benefits of boot camp, I think, is having a certified coach go over your food journals and look for potential problems and try to help you problem solve and all of that. So I'll get the food journal and I will see over a week's time 2 to 3 times of going off plan or multiple crossovers or things like that, things that just aren't going to help you reach your goal. But these are and we're just getting started in this new boot camp. So obviously I'm not saying that anybody right now is doing this, but I can almost guarantee that it will happen because it happens so often that someone will say, I'm sticking to the plan. It's not working. Why isn't it working? And I go through their food journals and see that maybe they're not sticking to the plan as well as they thought they were. So what I recommend for you, if you're not part of my boot camp, is to go ahead and food journal for yourself. Keep track of every single thing that you eat. Keep track of what fuel type it was, how much you ate, what time you ate it. Then go back through. This is what the service that one of the many things I provide in boot camp, but go back through and look for yourself and see if you're really being honest. I think a lot of us maybe aren't trying to convince ourselves that we're staying on plan, but our brains will just somehow dismiss off-plan foods or minimize them. And I think some of that might be if you have shame involved in eating at all, that's something that you struggle with, if you don't like really thinking about what you ate, or you tried to move on from going off plan as fast as possible. Sometimes we will create an overall picture in our heads about what it looks like staying on plan, and we believe that we're doing that, but we aren't actually doing that. I remember personally, a couple of years ago, I went to see a functional health doctor, and I sat down with her and said, I'm eating so clean, I'm eating so well, and I still feel kind of gross, and I don't understand why. I'm at my goal weight. I use this amazing way of eating called THM Healthy Mama to get there. I've stayed there really well. What's going on? So we started looking through everything I was eating, and she was like, oh, well, it looks like you had some sugar on this day, and it looks like you had some wheat on this day, and you were just telling me how clean you eat and how well you're doing. And I, for some reason, had been dismissing the times that I wasn't eating well, but still expecting the great results. So if that's you, if you feel like you've been staying on plan really well, but not getting results, I challenge you to actually look at what you're eating exactly. It's something that I even do as a coach after being successful on THM and staying on plan to maintain. I still write down what I eat to look for patterns and make sure that I'm eating as well as I possibly can. I recommend that you do that too. If you're in my boot camp, I'm checking them for you. You don't have to worry about it, but go through and see if you notice any patterns, any potential problems, any pitfalls, like certain times of day that you're going off plan, so that you can create plans to mitigate those risks in the future. And just be aware, be really aware of if you have that tendency to gloss over things that are off plan. The issue is we do have food freedom on THM Healthy Mama, but those things do add up over time. We don't want to see those things add up for you to get you off track so that you're not getting the results that you want. We want you to pay attention to them, to do your very best to stay on plan. Watch out for areas or times of day that you tend to go off track, or even places or situations that tend to derail you, so that you can refocus and get back to what will help the most. In boot camp, if you're in my boot camp right now, and we just talked about this, if you're doing the food journals and you're staying on plan and then you're not getting results, then we troubleshoot to, okay, it's been a couple weeks, nothing's happening. Let's change these things. And I have all of those extensive plans to help you do that. But if you aren't really staying on plan, if you're not giving the plan a chance to work, it's not going to work for you. If you think that you're staying on plan and you're not getting results, a lot of times it can just be that we're not eating as well as we think we do. And that tends to happen for people who maybe years ago followed THM Healthy Mama and then got off the wagon and then got back on, but got back on a lot more casually. And I say that in the nicest way possible. Believe me, no judgment here. I've done that before. But if you are someone who has been on plan before, I tend to see that those people may not be as careful about their timing, eating every 3 to 4 hours. And again, Trim Healthy Mama says that's from the end of one meal to the start of the next. That could mean that they are, maybe having accidental crossovers or even intentional crossovers from time to time. And there are phases of life where those crossovers will help you. But if you're in weight loss mode, that's not really what crossovers are for. So you may be following more of a maintenance plan for THM than a weight loss plan for THM without even realizing it. So that's where these food journals can really come into play and be a big factor for helping you stick to it. If you have been on plan for a while, you might find yourself getting into a space of just being a lot more casual about going off plan, grabbing bites of the kids' food, grazing between meals, not drinking your water. All of those things can be found in your food journal. So if you're able to keep a food journal to stay on track, just do it for a week, look over the week, make sure you're getting enough E's in. You may not be getting enough E-meals in. That's really, really important. That's something that I change for a lot of people who work with me, is how many E's they get day to day, week to week. It is different for everybody how many they need, but you'd be surprised how many people sort of forget about the E's and they're eating mostly low carb. That is something that I believe could work for a time, but isn't, in my opinion, as likely to get as great of results as following THM 100%. So if you want to catch your mistakes, I recommend keeping a food journal, looking over it regularly, and just making sure that you are on track and sticking to the plan the best way you can. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.